Hello, Hojoz here, and today, as you can see, the Starfighter competition will only feature one match. And it's the Asari MkIV E-4 by me against the Goshawk MK11 by BV Flyer. Now, I've already recorded this match, of course, and I think it's going to be a close one, despite what you may see in the first battles. Let's move on. And with that out of the way, it is time to go to the runway, and see what the Asari MkIV E-4 and the Goshawk MK11 will do today. But first of all, have you seen the previous episode, the 4th episode of the Starfighter competition? Because I've seen that not a lot of people have seen it. In total, 2 people have seen it besides me. Curious case. Anyway, today only one battle, and that is because I have failed in making a craft last Wednesday, in that I chose to play on the Velocity Season 2 server instead, and well, I had a lot of fun there, and I chose that because I wanted to have fun that day. Not because I wanted to be half annoyed at BDAC and the AI, because, well, that usually happens with this version of BDAC. Anyway, the next video will come, but something tells me that one of the competitors will be quite square. Anyway, let's start the competition, and with that, the video. As well, the Asari is of course the loudest craft in the entire competition, because it features not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 engines. And well, quite frankly, it's not that good on the ears, because it's very loud. If I were you, I'd have turned down my speakers by now. If it was really annoying, of course. Anyway, just waiting for the craft to get into position, the Goshawk MK11. I think only narrowly making it to here. Narrowly edging out its competitor. Oh well. Or if I'm misremembering, I'm very sorry for that. Anyway, competition starting. Asari is turning over and waiting till they can engage with the M9s. And of course the BV Goshawk's also waiting to engage until they can engage the Asaris. And we have a lock and self blow up from one Asari, and a fire from another. And I think that other Asari is pretty much gone because it lost an engine as far as I could see. Today's going to be one of those days where the craft just blow themselves up, isn't it? Disappointing. Anyway, that is an Asari that refused to dodge. Yeah, well, today is going to be one of those days. So, BV Goshawk, congratulations on the Asari not wanting to dodge today. 1-0. And if it's going to be the entire competition, I'm just going to re-record. Restart KSP re-record. Because, 1, it's a very quick match. 2, the craft ain't dodging. And 3, well, it's not really exciting seeing craft blow themselves up or craft being blown up. Anyway, on board with the Goshawk now. Let's see what BV Flyer's 1.4.1's creation can do. Or should BV Flyer 141? I don't know. What should I talk about today? Well, we have a race coming up this Sunday, and it's also going to be my mother's birthday, coincidentally. So that's going to be quite a logistical disaster on watching the race then. Anyway, Goshawk's going to engage right now. And well, since they have AIM 120s, it's I predict it's going to be more difficult getting a lock. Oh well, we'll see, as it's time to fire those missiles. And it looks like, yeah, one of the Asaris blew themselves up again. No tiny parts cloud though, and that Asari can dodge, so we're looking good. Nice. Yeah, that's a missile. Yeah. I think you'd like to pull up that. Well, time to go to the other Goshawk, which is seeing a little bit more action, as one of the Asaris fires a missile, and there's actually two missiles. Or is that? Yeah, that's an Asari. That's actually an Asari firing on the Goshawk. Some explosions there, and pretty much no damage from what I can see. And that is actually a downed Goshawk. Nice job there, Asari. Let's see the damage on that. Oh, it pretty much took out everything except the wing. Well, now we know that the BV Goshawk's center part is the wings. That's two missiles going towards an E-4 Asari, and that's one hit and not a second hit. So let's see what the Asari will do, and it chooses not to engage. As two M9s go towards the other Asari, as finally the Asari decides to engage and fires some gunfire actually. And that Asari surely is going to engage too. Come on, man. Hope you still have your guns. Yeah, there they go. And that is a close quarters takedown on the Goshawk, as both the Goshawks have lost their engines. And thus, I'll have to count them out on the competition. I mean, seriously though, is this still going to do anything? 1-1 then for the Asaris. The Asaris showing that they can indeed do a little bit more when they do not blow themselves up. Which is rather good to see. But what is very curious to see is that the Asaris only blow themselves up when a camera is on their side, or at least in close proximity. At least that's the conclusion I'm drawing for now. The third round may prove me wrong. As for the second time, we'll fly on board the Asaris, get them taken off, and hear the engines roar. Jeez, the Asari does have a lot of engines, doesn't it? Anyway, next topic to talk about then. I guess that CFC Season 4 is approaching quite fast, and we'll be here in just a week or two, as I'll have to update my saves and do a little bit of testing, maybe even in 3 weeks. What is sure though is that this competition will be ending soon. At least this season of the competition will be ending soon. Well, time to engage then, as the Asari unleashes all of its power. I do surely hope that the Asari doesn't blow itself up this time. Let's see if it does. It does or not. And that's a yes. That's not a missile blow up. Oh, how sad. And that's an excellent dodge of M120s there, as an A9 is also heading towards this one's way too actually. And no apparent damage. No apparent damage. Oh, it took out two of the intakes. Yeah, that's why I have a backup intake on the Asari. So, Goshawk? No, that's an Asari. Where's the Goshawks? Where are the Goshawks? Aha, there are the Goshawks. And it's pretty accurate gunfire there, as there was some hits from the Asari, and there's also a missile heading its way, which actually took out a piece of the Asari. Of course it did. It now has lost all of its countermeasures. So yeah, it couldn't dodge and it died. This makes sense. Also, this Asari just has also just one intake. This is why you have plenty and plenty of intakes on your craft. So, the other Goshawk still thinks that the Asari's wingman is alive. So, The Goshawks are focusing on that wingman, and then is it a takeout? Is it a takeout or isn't it a takeout? I think it isn't a takeout, as I can't see damage. I can't really see damage, and that's missiles heading towards the Asari. And a giant explosion from the Asari, as I couldn't see every countermeasure firing there. So it's still 1 for the Goshawk, with the Asari showing their apparent lack of dodging skills again. Now I'm really thinking that there's some camera disadvantage at play here, and that would be quite a bug fix for the BDAC team to handle, wouldn't it? I mean, that would actually be amazing if the BDAC team can find out the reason behind the apparent disadvantage of having the camera on your craft, or not. Anyway, that would really change the game, wouldn't it? Oh well. On board with the BV Goshawk again, as from my conclusions thus far, I'll have to conclude that the BV Goshawk's going to lose again. Hey, we don't know yet. And well, from what we can see here, maybe we'll have to retire the Asari, as well, it has an apparent lack of dodging skills. It is quite durable though. Maybe I'll have to rearrange those flare boxes. Anyway, it's time to engage again for the 4th round of the first and final match of the 2nd round of the Sadara Fighting Competition Season 3. Yes, indeed. I really filled the time there, as the AIM-9s fire upon the Asaris. The AIM-9's heading down towards one Asari, and it dodges. And the second Asari getting an AIM-9 there! It's a hit. So, apparent lack of dodging AIM-9s. That's what it's suffering from. And that is actually a prematurely exploding AIM-9. And that is another AIM-9 fired. Gosh darn, what a lot of AIM-9s. I guess this is why the BV Goshawk is called the BV Goshawk. Haha. Anyway, that's BV Goshawk debris. This is a pretty dead Goshawk. But yeah, this Goshawk is still very much alive, as another AIM-9 heads towards this Goshawk. Actually, 2 AIM-9s heading towards the Goshawk. With the Goshawk, I reckon it's pretty great at dodging. Come on, pull it downward, disengage the afterburner. So yeah, that's quite the flaw there, not being able to disengage your afterburner. As both the Goshawks are heading towards the ground because of missile strikes this time, not because of excellent gunfire by the Asaris. The Asaris again taking some damage. Here it's missing an engine and an intake, and here it is actually quite alive. Let's head towards the final round. That is, as it is, 2-2. And there is certain and obvious camera advantage at play, which is very sad. So my prediction is that the Goshawk will win this time, because it pretty much has the camera advantage. And it's going to be a really short episode, isn't it? If it isn't, oops. If it is, call that shit. So then, Asaris, probably going to be the final ever flight from the Asaris that you'll see here. Since, well, it's a pretty good fighter, but apparently not that great at dodging missiles, as is the Goshawk. But the Goshawk is not great at missiles because it still fires its afterburner, trying to outrun the missile. And to be honest, why are you trying to outrun the missile? Do you really think you have speed over the missile? Because, especially if you're turning, you're not having the speed over that missile. Ah well, must be some changing in the BDAC AI code there. That wasn't there when 1.1 1.0.0.0 implant. Well then, time to engage once more. Engage actually for the final time this episode. Just waiting here for the aim-mines to fire. And that is a successfully fired aim-mine. And that... Oh, it's actually friendly fire. That's what's killing the Asaris. Ah. And then this one's downed because of friendly fire. Yeah, that's actually a thing with the Asaris. They're quite notorious for friendly firing the shit out of each other. And yeah, that was pretty easy, wasn't it, Goshawks? Yeah, well, the Asari made it quite easy by friendly firing its friend. Ha 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 ha. Probably it's friendly fire because it has so many engines, and that means that it's the only heat source. Anyway, losing one of the wings means that it surely won't do anything today, and it pretty much lost all its countermeasures too. So wouldn't be surprised if it just gets hit by a missile and competition over. But yeah, the Asari is quite notorious for its durability, which is why it made it so far, and which is why it lost with a 2-3. Oh, that's quite the cool dance actually. As there, pretty much the final aim-9 comes and kills the craft. So, conclusion here. The Asari has basically killed itself because it loves to friendly fire. And the Goshawk won it because it doesn't love to friendly fire. Not because it can dodge missiles excellently. So, Goshawk, something to improve there. But yeah, why do the AI still fire their countermeasures well? I'm sorry, fire their afterburners. Why? Wow. Well, while there's an aim-9 coming towards them, because well, not firing your afterburner might get you less of a heat signature and might actually get some use out of the flares. I might be wrong again. I'm probably wrong again. Anyway, that has been the final episode of the second round of the third season of the Sadara Fight Competition. And here's Bureaucratic with Voice Pop. I'll see you next time around.